Hello, and welcome to another edition of RTA Talks. I'm your host, Robert T. Anderson. In today's advisor growth tip, we're here to talk to you about ideal clients. So before we jump into this video, we want to talk to you about our Advisor Masterclass. So advisormasterclass.com. This is our sales booster course. So here you will go through a 20 video step-by-step course on how to reinvigorate your sales and grow your business. So a lot of great material jam-packed in this course. It's typically $197, and we're actually offering it to you for free right now for a limited time. So click on that link below in our description, advisormasterclass.com. So our advisor growth tip number 10, ideal client. So we all probably have at this point a handful of clients or perhaps hundreds of clients, depending on what stage you are in your business. So, we probably have some of those really good clients where, that revenue per client is high, you've made some really good sales, or you've got a lot of assets with that client, or you've got certain clients that, might not quite be there yet. However, they've sent you some really good referrals to other potential ideal clients, or it's just a young ideal client that is really going to grow. We've all probably had some sort of taste of what an ideal client for us could be. And you know what? Not all of us are going to work with that potential business owner client, or not all of us are going to work with that professional client. So, working in what's called that family market. So, your average, Canadian or American or wherever you are in the world, that average Joe, they all still need life insurance, or they all still need investments, or, you name it. There's lots of planning and advice that you can give that will make a huge impact on those individuals, or whatever your product or whatever your service is can make that huge impact. So I first, really brainstorming what that ideal client would be for you is going to be important. So, who would you best work with or best serve? So start to think about that more and start to fill out kind of a ideal client profile on what that person is going to look like. So here you want to, describe that individual or group. You want to look at things like their age, their occupation, things like, are they married? Do they have kids? Are they employed? Are they self-employed? Do they own a business? Any other potential identifiers that you think are relevant, you want to list all that out, column by column. So potentially in an Excel or Google Sheets format would be helpful. And, once you've done that, then you can start to really analyze all your current client base, your network, to see first who fits that profile. So, you can start to essentially label everyone in your network and everyone in your client base to kind of look for first, start to know, okay, I have only 10 ideal clients, or I got 30 ideal clients, or 50. If you got 100, you're probably well on your way to building a very successful practice at that point. Once you hit that scale, you typically are starting to see some momentum. Referrals are coming in. But depending on where you are at in that process, by having all those individuals listed out, labeled, you can then start to prepare for a referral campaign. So this would be a campaign that would help guide your asking for referrals, and give you some direction. And when you're looking at your weekly activity and you need to consider 1 or 2 asks for referrals per week, you can go to this ideal client list and start to reach out to those ideal clients or those ideal prospects that fit your ideal client profile, and either ask them for referrals or focus on what problems and issues they're potentially dealing with and maybe how you can help them, and book a client appointment for a discovery meeting or just a chat, so a pre-client meeting to really start to have some conversations and get the buy-in from that potential ideal client to take a look at you. So, or if it is a current ideal client, starting to uncover, who around them potentially could be a good fit for you, right? In terms of, who's in a similar situation, that could also benefit from the work that you've done with your ideal client. So by having that individual be able to, CC that person with you copied on the email, for example, as an introduction, can be a great way for you to be introduced to that client, potential client, and that ideal client to then have a conversation of more about what you do and see where it goes from there. So, or, if your ideal client's not comfortable doing that, you can have them simply reach out to their friend or their colleague and have a preliminary conversation first. You don't necessarily always want this to be a surprise. I've had it work both ways. Some just go cold. You don't get anything, hence why you always want to be asking for referrals and being consistent, so that you can start to see results over time. And then our last point on your ideal client is through going through that initial exercise of figuring out what your ideal client profile looks like, you might start to notice that your current brand or your current messaging, whether on social media or in your other marketing efforts, might not be the message or the brand that will attract your ideal client. So you might have to update or create your brand to match your ideal client profile. So, whether you can then, start to speak to that audience in a way that will connect and resonate with them, so that you don't necessarily come off as every other advisor trying to target that ideal client market. You want to differentiate yourself. You still want to be authentic, obviously, but you may find out that you need to update your brand so that your social media and your marketing efforts align with your client profile, and that way you will start to see more results and stay top of mind of that ideal market, and start to be known as the advisor for that group of people. So very important to, as you're going through those exercises on your ideal client, to look at ways to stay on brand and maybe modernize yourself too, right, in terms of your imaging and your reputation amongst that ideal client market. So if you're looking to learn more about ideal clients, we have a whole video segment and other videos in our Advisor Masterclass. So that's our Sales Booster course at advisormasterclass.com. So here you will learn ways to attract your ideal clients and essentially grow your sales and grow your business. So you won't want to miss that course, and it's still for free for a limited time. So check out our link in the description below. So we hope you got a lot of value out of our video today. If you haven't already, please consider liking our video and hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already. That way you'll be notified on our future videos, and we can stay connected, and you can be notified on all our advisor growth tips. So I want to thank you again for watching this video, and we'll catch you in the next episode.